Scene opens with elder sister gripping the Ching sword, radiant blue energy crackling around her in a glowing battlefield. She smirks, declaring, "I'll let you have one free move this time." Tension rises as Wunhui's sharp gaze cuts through the dark, his robes fluttering in the spectral wind. He thinks, the atmosphere's changed completely. Energy explodes, ghostly shadows swirling in the background, setting a haunting mood. Wunhui says, the raging intent of the blue ghostface root has been bound by the clear energies of the Ching sword. Finally, the scene darkens, showing Wunhui facing elder sister's towering demonic form with horns and wings, as he muses, oddly enough, she reminds me of a demon wearing the clothes of a maiden. Wunhui launches into action, his robes swirling as he unleashes a powerful attack in a stormy battlefield. He declares, anyway, since I've been given the first hit, I shouldn't hold back. Energy intensifies, showing Wunhui mid-strike, his focus sharp. He adds, I'll control the flow by starting with a strong attack. The scene shifts, revealing elder sister shielding herself from the wild wind explosion, her expression tense. She replied, the wild wind explosion that defeated Chang, it's much stronger than before. Tension peaks as elder sister charges forward, her eyes fierce. She snaps, but it's too obvious. Elder sister clashing with Wunhui, their blades sparking in a whirlwind of motion on a stormy battlefield. She shouts, the movements of the wild wind dance are too wide. Elder sister grins, dodging with ease, and warns, you should be careful about that. Whenever you fight someone stronger than you, little brother. Wunhui, regaining his stance, nods respectfully. Thank you for the lesson. Energy swirls as Wunhui analyzes the fight, his eyes sharp. He says, the Wild Wind Dance is a one-hit lethal martial art that boasts explosive momentum and fits with the techniques of the Tang clan. But one-hit lethal techniques only work on those of similar levels. The tension builds, Wunhui's focus intensifying. He mutters, there are too many weaknesses when using it on someone much higher in rank. Finally, he resolves, his voice firm. In that case, I need a martial art that's fit for continuous exchanges. Wunhui stands firm, his robes fluttering in a gusty battlefield, channeling energy into his fist. He declares, I'll imbue wild winds into 12 fierce tiger steps. Elder sister, dodging swiftly, eyes him with surprise. She asks, 12 fierce tiger steps? You learned that as well? Energy explodes as Wunhui launches forward, his movements a blur. He adds, the greatest advantage to the Wild Wind Dance is its explosive propulsion. The scene intensifies, Wunhui and elder sister clashing in a whirlwind of strikes, their blades sparking. He thinks, if I use the propulsion of the wild wind for the rotational movements of 12 fierce tiger steps. Elder sister, grinning confidently, counters with a swift strike, her Ching sword gleaming. She laughs. Impressive, but let's see how you handle this. Wunhui charges forward through a stormy battlefield, energy trailing behind him. She shouts, faster! The scene intensifies, Wunhui's movements a blur as he strikes again, energy exploding around him. She yells, even faster. Energy swirls wildly, Wunhui and elder sister clashing in a dazzling display of speed. Elder sister, grinning, advises, I understand you're trying to connect the flow of the chained attacks. The tension peaks, Wunhui's focus unbreakable. Elder sister adds, but you should expect that your opponent will strike back when they have the distance. Elder sister unleashes the Ching sword technique, her sword glowing with radiant energy in a dark, stormy battlefield. The scene intensifies as she channels the sword of discharged lightning of extreme light, lightning crackling around her blade. Wunhui grunts. Energy explodes. Wunhui blocking the attack, his robes torn, his face strained. He thinks, was I too reckless by charging her? No, from here I will... Energy surges as he charges forward, his form a blur of speed and power. He shouts, push inward. The scene explodes with light, elder sister blocking his strike, her face intense. She exclaims, yes, that's it. Now this is a fight. Energy crackles as elder sister grins, her Ching sword gleaming. She challenges, entertain me more. Spectators watch the battle from aside, their faces tense under a bright sky. Yu Chang mutters, What's going on? A spectator replied, Young Master Yu Chang, have you awoken? Yu Chang, frustrated, snaps, On top of that damn bastard flinging me away. Hare adds, He's even able to exchange blows against elder sister? Yu Chang, worried, asks, Has mother not returned yet? A spectator replies firmly, No. Not yet. Yu Chang thinks, Damn it, I know elder sister won't lose, but the longer this takes, the higher that bastard's worth will increase. Spectators, impressed, exclaims, Ooh, young Master Woonhui is pushing her. Finally, Yu Chang, eyes narrowing, muses, And although it won't happen if elder sister loses, he adds, Please, anything but that. Woonhui spots an opportunity, his eyes narrowing as he prepares to counter. He shouts, An opening! Energy surges as Woonhui charges, his movement swift. He declares, I'll press the attack. Elder sister, dodging and counter-attacking back. She smirks and warns, Aren't you focusing on just the sword too much? Woonhui, regaining his stance, explains, Kicking techniques, and this is different from the Ching Cheng. Elder sister stands confidently in a shadowy battlefield, her Ching Cheng sword ready. She smirks. Are you confused? Woonhui, focusing on the fight, listens as she explains, Although I'm learning Ching Cheng now, I learned the martial arts of the Tang clan 5 years ago. Energy crackles as they clash, their blades sparking. Elder sister adds, The Ching Cheng sword's honest strikes and the Tang clan's feints aim for weak points. The scene intensifies, their attacks colliding in a burst of light. She adds, The two opposite martial arts are strangely aligning to attack me. Woonhui, dodging swiftly, realizes, So this is the power of the blue ghost face root. Finally, he vanishes in a blur, reappearing behind elder sister. He shouts, Shadow step! Elder sister, caught off guard by Woonhui's shadow step, spins around in a stormy battlefield, her Ching Cheng sword flashing. He grunts, Ugh! Woonhui, staggering back, clutches his chest, his face pale. He gasps, My mouth feels hot and my heartbeat is pounding through my entire body. He wipes sweat from his brow, reflecting, So this is how it feels to use my body in martial arts to fight against someone else. Elder sister, watching him closely, smiles softly. She says, Pretty interesting, Woonhui. Woonhui, catching his breath, looks up in surprise. He asks, What do you mean? Elder sister, standing tall in a shadowy battlefield, advises Woonhui, The fact that you can't escape the strict forms of martial arts in your movements make you seem like a beginner in martial arts. Her eyes sharpen as she continues, But the way you read your opponent's moves and avoid them? She grins, adding, It's as sensitive as an old master who has fought over 100 battles. Woonhui, catching his breath, laughs. Haha, is that so? The scene darkens, showing Woonhui's past as Yeun Woonhui, his expression grim. He recalls, So that's how I moved. When Woonhui's body had no inner energy, I needed to survive amongst the transcendent martial masters who could kill civilians with a single hit. Reading my opponent's intentions and dodging their attacks was the battle strategy I had honed for decades to survive and win. Scene shift. Back to present, Woonhui stands in a shadowy battlefield, his robes torn, his expression hardened. He reflects, But after I gained inner energy, I forgot about those important things. He recalls his past battles, his face stern. He admits, When I used the dark arts, I didn't use them because I was lacking in the basics of the mystic arts. Woonhui, resolve in his eyes, declaring, That won't change for martial arts either. Elder sister, watching him, smirks, You've changed your expression again? That's a good look. The scene shifts to elder sister leaping forward, energy crackling around her. She adds, Looks like you've realized something. So let's see what you came up with. She leaps toward Woonhui, her grin wide, shouting, Show me! Woonhui, dodging her strike, analyzes her movements, his face tense. He thinks, A heavy attack. But closely, big sister isn't aiming for my vitals. He narrows his eyes, realizing, It's the blue ghost face root's nature to enjoy a duel as long as possible. And combined with sister's worry for me, it has created carelessness. He prepares to counter, energy swirling around him, saying, I'm thankful for her kindness, but that doesn't mean I won't use this opportunity. Woonhui unleashes the splitting tiger's claw, his strike fierce and swift, energy exploding outward. Elder sister, caught off guard, gasps. It's not a bad attack, but isn't this the same as before? She looks surprised, muttering, Huh? Elder sister, deflecting the attack, notices something different, realizing, the wind that I deflected with my attack just now? She realizes, is being gathered in front of Woonhui and controlling my movements. She smirks, impressed, thinking, has he already become proficient in controlling the wild wind? Woonhui, channeling energy into his fist, prepares for another strike, the air around him crackling with power. Elder sister, eyes narrowing, senses the shift, muttering, this is dangerous. Energy explodes as Woonhui unleashes his attack, the battlefield erupting in a dazzling burst of light, their clash intensifying. Woonhui and Elder Sister's clash erupts in a massive explosion of energy, lighting up the stormy battlefield, the shockwave rippling outward. Spectators in Tang Gon, Tang Jin, and Tang Tai, watching from a hilltop, freeze in shock, their faces pale under a bright sky. Yu Chang's eyes widen in terror, his jaw dropping as he witnesses the sheer power of the attack, the intensity of the battle leaving him speechless. Energy crackles as Woonhui and Elder Sister's clash sends shockwaves through the stormy battlefield, the air shimmering with power. Woonhui stands tall under a bright sky, his robes fluttering in the wind, his expression calm and resolute, ready for the next move. A massive burst of energy erupts, the shockwave tearing through the stormy battlefield, light and shadows swirling chaotically. The sheer force of the attack leaves the ground trembling. From the hilltop, Tang Gon, Tang Jin, and Tang Tai watch in stunned silence, their faces pale. Tang Tai, gripping his sword tightly, yells, Whoa! His voice a mix of shock and disbelief at the raw power unfolding before them. Tang Jin, sweat beading on his brow, looks to Tang Gon, his voice tense. Tang Gon asks, Yeah, what? Tang Jin asks, In any case, is young Lady Gyujin okay? Tang Tai, his expression grim, nods slowly. He replies, Didn't you see that as well? Tang Gon muses, That's right. Even though young Master Moonhui has far exceeded our expectations. What we were all surprised by was that light we just saw. The battlefield below comes into view, energy still crackling faintly in the air, the ground scorched from the clash. Moonhui, standing tall, looks to Elder Sister, his voice soft but firm. Sister, don't you think that was a bit too close? She chuckles, brushing off the comment with a casual wave. You saw? Elder Sister, her expression softening, she confesses, I wanted to keep it hidden until you brought forth whatever it is. Woonhui. Her eyes glow with a mix of pride and amusement as she adds, But I guess I can't help it if I've been found out. Energy crackles faintly as Elder Sister raises her sword, a shimmering aura enveloping her, the air pulsing with power. Spectators watching from the hilltop gasps, Oh, that's sword energy. Their voices filled with awe exclaims, Young Lady Gyujin has reached the threshold of the peak stage, as expected of the successor to the Nine Dragons branch family. Yu Chang with happiness, shouting, There we go, sister. I believed in you. He adds, With this, the bastard will have no way of winning. Elder Sister, her aura intensifying, smirks at Woonhui. As you already know, Woonhui, I can't drag things out any longer since I bring out my sword energy. Woonhui, his expression calm but focused, nods. Yes, I know. Dragging things out with someone of a lower level than you is seen as rude? He pauses, a faint smile tugging at his lips. It's too bad. I wanted to have some more fun so I could see what it is you're hiding. Moonhui's eyes narrow with determination. As Sister said, this duel will end with the next exchange. Although my north-cutting wind technique isn't deeper than Sister's blade just now? Woonhui clenches his fist, energy swirling around him, determination in his eyes. It will not be able to block a Qingcheng sword strike with sword energy. He reflects, his face tense. I can't afford to show dark arts now, so I only have one card left to play. Elder Sister, watching him closely, grins with anticipation. Looks like you've thought of something to try, Woonhui. She chuckles, her expression playful. Woonhui replied, Does it look that way? Her tone shifts, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Yeah, right now, you look like your heart is racing. Woonhui, caught off guard, blushes slightly, muttering, Me? Woonhui replied, Guess I got a bit excited. I cornered someone in a situation like someone crazy about martial arts. Woonhui, standing on the battlefield, tilts his head at elder sister's comment. That's a strange thing to say. Woonhui, his grin widening, replied, Sorry? She adds, People like that who are so crazy about martial arts. She leans in, her voice playful. Are what we call martial artists, isn't? Woonhui, his expression softening, smirks faintly. I see. Martial artists, huh? He recalls his past as Yan Woonhui, his shadow cast long on the ground. I was so absorbed in rushing to martial arts after being reborn as Tang Woonhui. His gaze hardens, a flicker of determination in his eyes. But that's not the type of martial artist that the Yun Woonhui envied. Woonhui, his mind racing, recalls his duel with elder sister, their blades clashing in a burst of energy. That emotion I felt while competing with her? He reflects, whether it was to see how I mastered martial arts out, his thoughts deepen, or how those martial arts fared against an opponent. A fire ignites in his eyes. It was the desire to rise up and win. Woonhui clenches his fist, determination etched on his face. This is the feeling I wanted from becoming a martial artist. Elder sister, watching him closely, smirks faintly. Well, it looks like you've had enough time to catch your breath, so I can move now, right? Woonhui, snapping back to the present, nods with a faint smile. Yes, you can. Elder sister charges forward, her Ching-Cheng sword blazing with radiant energy, the battlefield trembling under her power. She grips her sword tighter, the energy intensifying, a smirk on her face as she prepares her final strike. The air crackles with electricity as elder sister unleashes her sword energy, a brilliant surge of light slicing through the battlefield. Woonhui, eyes narrowing, braces himself. As expected, it's elder sister's one-strike energy. Energy swirls around Woonhui as he channels his own power, his voice steady. Then I'll use my own one-strike energy that has the most destructive power in Wild Wind Dance. Woonhui gathers his energy, a swirling vortex forming in his palms, his eyes locked on elder sister. From there, I'll mix in Ghost Key and concentrate it. He channels the power of the Wild Wind Dance, the air around him crackling with spectral energy, his movements a blur. The battlefield erupts as Woonhui unleashes the booming wind cannon, a massive surge of energy roaring toward elder sister, the ground trembling under its force. Woonhui's robes billowing in the shockwave, grunts. What? His expression hardens, his mind racing. Is it really enough against a peak elite? Woonhui dashes forward, his energy slicing through the air, the battlefield trembling with power. He plants his foot, energy exploding around him, his focus razor sharp. No, I need to push these trivial thoughts. Her Ching-Cheng sword glows brighter, the energy surging. Whether my strike will land or not, it's not as simple as that. The air crackles as elder sister unleashes her attack, a brilliant wave of sword energy roaring around, the ground splitting under its force. Yuchang braces himself as elder sister's sword energy crashes toward him, the air crackling with power. Urk! Yuchang grits his teeth. I'm upset that a gap has grown between my skills and my sister's, but there's no way that he survived a hit unscathed. Huh? The dust clears, revealing Woonhui surrounded by swirling energy, his stance steady. No way. He smirks, his eyes blazing with determination. I was aiming for this moment. The moment when, immediately after the sword energy is released from elder sister's sword, he spins, his blade flashing. It becomes a normal sword. The battlefield blurs as Woonhui's strike lands, his movements a whirlwind of precision, catching elder sister off guard. Woonhui stumbles back, clutching his arm, his face twisted in pain. Urk, my arm's paralyzed. Woonhui stands firm, energy crackling around him. Elder sister says, In a fight, the winner is normally decided the moment a sword break. She adds, But it's not over yet. If it's Tang Yujin, if it's the wielder of the blue ghost face root, A smirk spreads across her face. She won't be stopped by a mere broken sword. Moonwi, his own resolve hardening, nods. Of course, the same goes for me. Moonwi, his energy surging, charges forward, the air around him swirling with spectral winds, the battlefield trembling under his power. He pouring all his strength into his final move. All my remaining strength will go into this final strike. Moonwi unleashes the wild wind dance, his body a blur as he channels the demonic wind hammer, a massive vortex of energy spiraling toward Elder Sister. Elder Sister, her eyes gleaming with excitement, laughs. Hey, you're really the best, Woonhui. She braces herself, her broken sword still in hand, as Woonhui's attack roars closer, the ground cracking beneath the force of their clash. Elder Sister, her energy flaring, channels the rising dragon kicking technique, her body a blur as she launches toward Woonhui with explosive force. The air crackles as she unleashes the ascending to heaven kick. Exploding yang, a swirling vortex of energy erupting from her strike, aimed directly at Woonhui. Tang Tai, watching from the hilltop, gasps, "Oh no, they've become too excited." Tangon, his face pale, adds, "The two of them will get hurt badly like that." They're gripping his sword, watches intense silence as the battlefield lights up with the clash of their final attacks. Moonhui and Elder Sister's attacks collide, a massive explosion of energy erupting, the battlefield shaking as their powers clash in a blinding spectacle. Unknown figure jump into fights and blocking both of them attacks and says, "I believe this is enough for playing around." Elder Sister, her expression a mix of shock and strain, struggles against the overwhelming energy, her broken sword barely holding up. He adds, "Were you thinking of greeting the family head from your sickbeds?" Elder Sister, following closely, says, "Tang Yujin greets the branch family head." Woonhui, his expression serious, stands amidst the aftermath of the clash, dust settling around him. This man must be... He turns to face a new figure. The head of the 9 Dragons branch family, Tang Woonhui's father. Woonhui bows respectfully, his voice steady. Tang Woonhui greets the branch family head,